Hello there, welcome back. Welcome back to the Agostino Zinga Show with your host, Agostino Zinga, and this is episode number 871. That is Ocho Siete Nueve of the Agostino Zinga Show, coming at you live and direct from an undisclosed location somewhere in the depths of East London. How you doing? How you feeling? Great, amazing. How am I? Better than I've been in a long time. Better than I've been in a blood clot long time, but I'm way happier to be here with you today at the #1 cultural commentary podcast in the world. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. You know, I've been thinking about it a lot lately. I'm wondering, right? Just the other day, a passing thought, because I've had money on my mind. I've had money making on my mind, moolah on my mind, and everything else in between. Right? Just thinking, you know what? Life would be so much simpler if you just had money and you could just not take part in like culture, you know? You could just not be present, because trust and believe. You know when people say, oh, when I have money there'll be signs? The only sign there will be is that you won't see me on social media. Like you literally won't see my physical presence. You know? That will be it. I'll still be posting, I'll have my flipping tweets I'll put out there, I'll put out some memes. But the moment that money goes up where I want it to be, you will not see my face again on social. You know what I mean? You will not see it again. Zero. You won't see it. That'll be one of the things that I would definitely enjoy doing and being out there living. But anyway, I was thinking about money. I was thinking to myself, I wonder if people who work in banks, like tellers, people that work at the desk, cashier, whatever they're called, right? Bank tellers, cashiers, people who work in the back end. I wonder if people that work in banks can tell, based on someone's bank account, what race they are without looking at their name. Like, could they just have a screen up of somebody's bank account with their transactions and automatically call out what race they are? Like, predict it, guess what race they are without figuring out what their name is, without knowing their name, just off the back of the fucking statement. I bet you they could. I bet you there's a way of like finding out or realizing who's white, who's black, who's Asian, who's Jewish, based on their bank statements alone and how they spend their money, what comes in, how much stuff is going out, how often the balance is at a certain number. I bet you they could tell. People that work in banks, they've got like a keen eye to figure out, okay, cool, this person is, that person is, this person is, because for sure, being fucking, being a negro myself, for sure we have some practices, we have some things that we all do that's very almost stereotypical and predictable and applies across the board. I bet you there are some things that we do as people that can be applied to different people who are in different blacks in different locations all around the world, with how we treat our money, with how often we spend it, with how often our account goes to zero before payday, and with how often most of us have savings of like £100 plus for an emergency. I bet you there's a way to tell. I'd love to know. There probably is a way to kind of figure it all out. I'm a little bit dumb. I don't really know. But I bet you there's a way to figure it out. Oh shit, that person's black, that person's white, that person's Asian. Just off of the flipping bank statements alone. Because I really want to get to a place, and I'm doing it at the moment, slowly but surely. Because you often kind of get a realization, no one's really going to be there for you apart from yourself. You can't really rely or count on anybody, really, especially if you come from where I come from. So I'm getting to a place now, and I'm starting to do it as a practice. Before I never used to do it, but I'm putting a little bit away every single month in savings, and it's been pretty handy with any emergency, especially the emergency I had the other day with the fucking locksmith. If I didn't have a little bit of savings, that would have been a little bit of a, you know what I mean? It would have fucking stabbed me in the heart. But it was something that I could easily, dip into on the savings. And it felt good to do it with the savings, because savings technically could be used in that way. Obviously, it could be used for some bigger purchase, big plan, goal, whatever down the line. But a thing about savings, it's almost like an emergency fund, right? When something happens, I don't know, fucking pipe bursts in your house, God forbid, or whatever, you need to replace something, you've got that money to hand to do it straight away without fucking worry. It's still going to hurt because you have to rebuild that savings and go from the beginning again. But having it is super important. And it's something that I never used to have. I always used to be the person that, for the most part, live paycheck to paycheck. So whenever that paycheck, you know, when that paycheck dropped, you're counting down days until you run it out, which is a weird way of kind of managing your money. You get a paycheck and then you're counting down. You're like seeing how quickly you can rinse that money before your next paycheck comes in. It's like there's no guarantee that, like, we're all playing dice anyway. We're all rolling the dice because there's no guarantee our next paycheck is coming. Like, even if you got a job, there's no guarantee you're gonna be there. So we're all rolling the dice every single month when you're doing that kind of paycheck to paycheck shit. But I've been trying to still, you know, rest on that sort of shit. It also helps I'm not spending as much money on like trainers and clothes I did in the past. I've kind of stopped with the frequent, you know, buying of the baggies, which has been a real blessing because that was really punching me in the gut. You know, constantly spending, even if you're buying stuff on fucking, you know, from nefarious places, you're still spending 100 quid here and there, you know, maybe twice, 3 times a month. That adds up, you know what I mean? So not buying all the baggies, I've definitely recognized a little bit of a difference in my pocket. I definitely see that I have a lot more left after bills, which is definitely great. But just the idea, just the realization, and when I was looking at my account, I was like, rah, man, I think we're all the same, you know? I think we all have our habits that we have to kind of really work really hard to break. But I bet we all have our ways of dealing with money. And I bet most of it, unfortunately for some of us, is very stereotypical. And I also bet that people that work in banks know exactly who's who based on how they manage or don't manage their money. Really grim. But hey, what can you do? Talking about grim stuff, Ye is out here wilding. Ye, Kanye West, formerly known as Ye, or Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, is out here wilding. He is out here absolutely wilding. Why do I say he's wilding? Because of this particular post, courtesy of the Daily Mail. Kanye baffles fans as he launches a bizarre feud with Beyonce's mum, Tina Knowles, but it's just another shameless publicity stunt. I think the Daily Mail have read it wrong. I don't think Kanye is launching a feud. I think Kanye is just telling us that he's horny for Beyonce's mum. That's it. I don't think he's trying to beef. I think if anything, Kanye saw the little clip that went viral of Beyonce's mum, Miss Tina Knowles, at that one show where everyone dances in the fucking hallway, and he got a boner for some reason. And he's sharing his boner with us. That's one thing I really despise about Kanye lately. It's this sharing of his boner, or sharing of it's him sharing things that make him hard. I really despise this version of him because I don't want to know what makes any guy hard. I don't want to know what makes any person hard. I don't care. None of my business. Keep it yourself, you know? But Kanye kind of forces it down our throat, no pun intended, and it's really unsettling. I'm not going to lie. It's really unsettling. Let's continue. Kanye West baffled fans as he appeared to launch a bizarre feud with Beyonce, the mother of Tina Knowles. The controversial rapper 47 has seemingly teamed up with rapper The Game to produce a song about Tina Knowles that is but is unknown for what reason, right? They've got a song together, which is hilarious. A video posted by Kanye sees The Game recording lyrics on top of the same song Tina was serenaded with after her appearance on Jennifer Hudson's show, which was a version of Beyonce's hit song Formation. He captioned this post with Tina by Game, produced by me. Prior to this, Kanye has posted a picture of what appeared to be The Game's phone, whom sent a banana emoji to Tina via direct messages, captioned, "This is Game's phone." Now, this track, I don't think I can play here. Can I play here? No, I can't play here. But this track, I also don't think will get released, by the way. Spoiler alert, I don't think this record is going to get cleared. I don't think the Rock Nation, the Carters, Beyonce, Jay-Z, whoever, I really don't think they're going to clear the sample for this record. I'm not going to lie. Because it sounds like some sort of horny anthem for Miss Tina Knowles, a literal grandmother. Let's continue. There she is as well, by the way. Beyonce's mother. Let's continue. Kanye fueled more confusion by posting the same emoji in a separate post, writing, "Tear that monkey up," which again is pretty, self-explanatory, but I think the Daily Mail is being a bit facetious. We know they're not, we know he's not feuding with him. We know Ye's not feuding with Tina Knowles. Ye's letting us know that he would love to fuck Beyonce's mum. And The Game is also saying, I would also like to fuck Beyonce's mum. So much so, here's a song. So much so, here's an emoji. here's a banana. You know, it's like the evolution of a what's that thing called? Of a gherkin, whatever that fucking thing people use to show that they're horny. He also filmed a video of Tina in a glamorous red ensemble while she walked out. The post read, "Game finna slide for the guys." Fans were left questioning the meaning behind the target towards Tina, as some comments read, "I'm gonna be honest, Ye, I have no idea what's leading towards. Contest will be really brilliant. Whatever it is, let's not. Why is bro trolling Beyonce's mum? Why the fuck are you posting bananas, Ye? What? That's enough for tonight, Mr. West." It was later revealed that West is producing Game's up-and-coming album, and that the track Tina, featuring West, The Game, and Jim Jones, doesn't appear to have anything to do with Beyonce's mum. Instead, the song samples Tina Turner hit "What's Love Got to Do With It." West used his Instagram to unveil the 3-part song on Tuesday. West is producing The Game's documentary Free, which marks the rapper's 11th studio album, expected to release this year. West teased the involvement by sharing a creepy black and white footage with a title card that announced The Game's forthcoming album on Instagram. So as you can see there, don't get me wrong, Miss Tina Knowles does look fantastic for a grandmother. I think that this post of her on this Jennifer Hudson show went fucking viral, super crazy. I personally think, as others have said, it's weird how much of a white woman Beyonce's mum looks like, you know? I know she's not, but she does look like a Caucasian lady. She's so fucking light that she looks like one. I'm not really the biggest fan of, like, weird thing to say this, but I'm not the biggest fan of, like, this baddie forever thing that goes on social media. You know, where some women don't want to give it up. There's never a time when they want to just pause. They always want to be baddies, you know, like never giving up the baddie. When I'm a mum, I'm a baddie. When I'm in a wheelchair, I'm a baddie. I'm comatose. I'm in a coma. I'm a fucking baddie. Like, when does it stop being a baddie? When can you just like live life and be a human? It's not every day is baddie time, you know? And Beyonce's mum being a grandma baddie is like, come on, granny. Granny, sit down, man. Raise your grandchildren, impart some wisdom into them. But I don't know. Beyonce's mum first trapping. How old is she? Is she like 60? I think she might be like 60. How old is Miss Tina Knowles? I'd actually like to know that. How old is she? Miss Tina. How old is she? Age. Is she 60? 70? Allegedly. Okay, no one knows, but she's okay. She is. She's born in 1955. Raw. She looks good for her age, doesn't it? She's 71. God damn. She's 71. Okay, you know what? I take it back, yeah. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. I see what you mean about wanting to tear that monkey up. I see what you mean. 71 and she looks like that. That is insane. That is pretty insane that she looks like that at 71. She looks better than some women, like some young women out there. God damn. Don't get me wrong, she's built like a, you know, she's built like a long distance runner, but still, she looks very good for her age. Fair play. So here's the post, the screenshot from Ye's, I guess from the Game's phone, showing that he DM'd Miss Tina Knowles, which is wild, to be fair, right? DMing Beyonce's mum a banana emoji is fucking insane. I'm assuming Jay-Z won't be too happy about this. I'm assuming Beyonce won't be too happy about this. And I'm assuming it won't go down well in that household in general. It won't go down well at all that Ye is encouraging the Game to send this sort of shit. And we know what time Game's on as well. We all seen that famous image back in the day of Game with that love girl in the park fingering her while the fucking paparazzi are taking pictures. We know what type of demon time the Game is on. So the Game kind of creeping on your grandmother, on your mother is just, it's, you know, that could induce a heart attack for most people, because Game's on some demon time with a capital D. But yeah, banana emoji is fucking wild. Ye putting this Game's phone is hilarious too. More videos here of Miss Tina Knowles walking down the Jennifer Hudson thing. Games for the slice for the guys, and yeah, there's something that looks that now I've seen it. The banana does look a little bit more sexual than the fucking aubergine. I'm not gonna lie. There is something way more overtly sexual, menacing, scary about sending someone a half-open banana or a half-peeled banana as opposed to the gherkin. This really shows that you're on some mad timing. Like, you want some adult fun. You want to get with it. You know what I mean? You're on it. Like, let's go. pull, you know what I mean, red panty night. God almighty. And obviously some of the comments from Ye's fans, a bit confused of what's going on, really worried that it's what they think it is, which it probably is. The confusions, and yeah, here they are, see? Old posts of Ye with Jay-Z and Beyonce back in the day. I always got the feeling Beyonce liked Ye a lot more than Jay-Z did. I'm not sure why, just from the outside view. I always got the feeling that Beyonce liked Ye more, or kind of understood his, you know, complicated genius way more. So she's probably going to be really disappointed to see Ye out here trolling her mother on the social medias, right? In view of everybody. She's probably not going to be too happy about that. But yeah, man, Ye's still doing what Ye's still doing, innit? It never fucking ends. Just when you think it's going to end, just when you think he's kind of settled down and chilled out, and because that's the thing about Ye, that he always does this. He always gives us false hope. He'll disappear for a while. You won't hear from him and you'll be happy. Oh my God, Ye. Ye is like chilling out. He's taking time to get better. He's getting the help that he needs because he's quiet. But then he pops up randomly, sharing us, sharing with us his approach to trying to smash Beyonce's mum. And we have to all sit there and just kind of grin and bear it. Because on the other side, we all want shoes. We all want albums. We all want music videos, you know? we're willing to kind of go through the pain of watching Ye tell us what makes his dick hard, even though we know it's gonna fucking creep us out. The song he released, or he posted, the snippet with the game, sounded pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, the beat sounded really good. He said he produced it. It sounded really fucking good. Whether or not that'll get cleared sample wise, who knows? Especially given the subject matter. Maybe Tina Turner's estate won't want to be involved in anything that's slighting Beyonce's mum. But so far, from what I've seen, what I've heard, Game's album is sounding really good. And it sounds like Ye's going to be the executive producer of it, top to bottom. Game is an elite rapper. Outside of all the gimmicks, Game's really, really elite when it comes to rapping. So there might be an opportunity for some sort of like temporary, and I mean temporary, redemption for Ye. There might be some temporary, and when I mean temporary, I mean proper temporary redemption for Ye, because the album is likely to be really good, and everyone's going to be eagerly anticipating it, because we've been waiting for a long time since the Game released an album. I think it's been a few years since Game put out an album, and obviously when it comes to a rapper like Game, he's really exciting because that sort of like singular approach where you kind of look in with one artist or one producer was going to work really well for someone like the Game. He'll benefit from that a lot more than most people. So I'm really fucking looking forward to it. I'm not going to lie. But Jesus Christ, man. The run-up towards it is a little bit dicey. The run-up towards it is a little bit dicey. It's a little bit dicey. Talking about dicey. Big up my main nigga, Louis Pisano. Big up Louis Pisano, right? Really cool follow on social, especially on X, sharing all sorts of really cool fashion insights. It says here on his bio he works for Nylon France and Harper's Bazaar, but he's always plugged into what's going on over there in the Paris fashion scene. Always giving some exclusive goss and whatever else it may be, and sometimes sharing a little bit too much when it comes to him being outside partying and whatever. Well, it looks like he's opened the doors and uncovered some interesting, maybe somewhat disturbing things regarding Ye and Yeezy. This is a Yeezy Confidential. It's a 2-part confidential, courtesy of Louis Pisano. It's only Substack. I'll put the link in the Substack in the description later on. But his Substack is louispisano.substack.com. His name's spelled LOUISPISANO. Louis Pisano. I'll put it in the link in the description. But there's 2 parts. Yeezy Confidential. The subtext is it was like a cult on the record with ex-YEEZY senior designer Pierre Louis Auvray on the fear, abuse, and harassment that fueled Kanye West's Yeezy empire, which is really heartbreaking for me because you know how much of a fucking Ye fanboy simp cuck that I am. So reading this is gonna really break my heart, but it probably does need to be shared and does need to be talked about. And I'm assuming by the end of it, I won't be that surprised. I don't think anything we've heard about Ye and his conduct behind the scenes in front of the cameras is surprising. I think none of us are surprised by what we've seen or heard, you know, when it comes to Ye. He's a bit of a mess. He's a little bit toxic, just a tiny bit toxic. So it's not too surprising to see what's been written here. So let's read the article, courtesy of Louis Pisano. His Substack, I think, is titled "Discourted" or "Discoursed." Discoursed. Let's continue. These words from Pierre Louis Auvray, Auvray, is that Auvray? Yeah, okay. A senior designer at Yeezy, set the tone for his turbulent journey working with Kanye West. In an exclusive interview, Pierre pulls back the curtain on the chaos, manipulation, harassment behind the rapper's now infamous brand, offering a glimpse into the dysfunction and dark undercurrents of life at Yeezy. Oh no. Pierre's unexpected entry into the world of Kanye West began after his New York Fashion Week debut in V-Files. Oh right, so he went at V-Files, okay, back in 2020, in a show of September 2019. What he thought would be a standard media coverage request in the form of an email, it would be a big opportunity by famed fashion documentarian Louis Prongant or Pregnant, however you say his name, quickly turned into a segment mocking him. I thought it was going to be a nice segment, you know, just coverage of the show, but it ended up being a whole segment making fun of me. Pierre says, recalling the moment. Undeterred by the mockery, Pierre's talent still managed to make an impression. A few months later in November, Pierre received a direct message on Instagram from a woman claiming to work at Yeezy. She said, "Hey, we'd like to set up a call to show your work." Pierre recalls. Initially skeptical, he brushed it off as a scam until the woman provided legitimate contact with Kanye's general manager, Lawrence Chandler. When Chandler called Pierre, Pierre was told that Kanye wanted to meet him for a potential collaboration. "You're gonna love Yeezy. It's a big family," said Chandler, reassuring him. Now, automatically I'm in. I'm hooked. If you're an up-and-coming designer and you randomly get a DM from somebody from Team Yeezy telling you that Ye wants to work with you directly on some sort of collaboration, I'm in. You are in. You're bending over. You're spreading those fucking cheeks. You're exposing that monkey. You are ready to fucking roll. I get it. Let's continue. Excited but unsure, Pierre flew to Calabasas, California in the early 2020. He arrived in the heart of Yeezy's operations, located just next to Kim Kardashian's SKIMS office. The 14,390 square foot Willow Perron design headquarters were impressive, but the reality of working with Ye was more complex. Pierre was excited at first, flattered even by the attention, but his excitement quickly turned into frustration and he spent hours waiting for Ye to arrive. Hey, black people time. Ye's on either black people time, rapper time, or creative genius time, or really famous person time. There's loads of different, you know, times that he could be on. But could you imagine what it must be like waiting for Ye to attend a meeting that he set for 4 p.m. and it's now 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m. And you know the moment you're about to leave, he's going to walk through the door, you know? And you don't want to leave either because it's fucking Ye. I got to the studio and Kanye wasn't there for most of the day. Then I went back to the hotel and they called me saying, "Kanye back at the studio, can you come back?" Pierre, stressed by the day's delay, took a Xanax before heading back to the studio. When he returned, Kanye was getting a shave and Pierre was told to wait while the celebrity's grooming continued. It was an awkward, surreal moment, but Pierre pushed forward, presenting his portfolio. God almighty, you've just taken a Xanax, you want to unwind, they tell you, "Hey, come back, Kanye's here." You go out to the studio and he's getting his haircut in pure silence. Because I can imagine Ye's one of those type of people. Ye's that type of a weirdo where he probably gets a haircut in the studio, but it's just silence. No music allowed. Just sits there, looking stoic, staring off into the distance. No phones, no music. Kanye's initial disinterest was evident. But as Pierre explained his inspirations, presented his work, Kanye's demure shifted. He got really into when I showed him my illustrations. It was a turning point in their relationship, though one that would soon become even more fraught. Despite not signing the NDA, Pierre's work with Yeezy okay, that's why he's talking with Louis Pisano then. He didn't sign an NDA. But I'm also sure NDAs aren't really worth the paper they're printed on anyway, innit? It's some level of protection, but if you want to talk, you can talk. And if the person wants to sue you, they're probably going to be wasting a bunch of money and time suing you anyway. So NDAs are pretty useless. But regardless, initially, he told he would be staying for a week. The project extended further as Kanye offered him more permanent role. He began working on Yeezy Season 8 in the position of senior designer. "I was making clothes, making graphics, prints, whatever Kanye wanted." Pierre says, reflecting on freedom and creativity of his earlier work. But that excitement soon gave way to disillusionment as the work environment became more and more erratic and unsettling. At that start, Pierre recalls that Yeezy team seemed well organized, with clear leadership roles in place. Designers, both junior and senior, knew their places and there was structure. But by 2021, that structure disintegrated. At first, it wasn't chaotic. Everything was pretty well organized, Pierre says. But by 2021, everything was all over the place. Is it 2021 COVID? Or is that before that? No, I think that's after COVID. COVID was about 2019, if I'm not mistaken. So I wonder if this lines up to COVID times. The atmosphere shifted, with favoritism become the main driving force behind promotions, project assignments, and the very culture of the company. He has these favorite people, and you have to do what you have to, and you have to do what they ask, said Pierre. The situation at Yeezy was akin to the revolving door. People came and went with such frequency that it created an air of instability. People would start working on the collection, then after a few months they'd get dropped and new people would come in. Nothing ever gets made. But I don't know, so far I've not heard anything that would really paint Ye in a bad light. It's just like, this is what I expect from a studio. This is what I expect from a designer. This is what I expect from a brand. This level of like annoyance, right? This level of like just petty behavior, nitpicking, and just, you know, just being a pain in the ass. This is what I expect from all of them, to be honest. The fact that, you know, people are looking for perfect solutions out of this stuff is a bit weird. So far, I haven't heard anything too crazy. But let's continue. This sense of constant flux led Pierre to describe the culture at Yeezy as a loop, a never-ending cycle of new projects, new faces, and ultimately a lack of loyalty. Oh no! Come on, man. What's this guy complaining about? Never-ending cycle of new projects. Oh man, that's so annoying. New faces. That's so annoying. What? Anyway, it continues. Nothing ever got finished, and Kanye would constantly fire people only to hire them back. It was always changing. That sounds swaggy to me, to be fair. That sounds kind of swaggy, but also kind of fucked up. You know, everyone gets massacred. Everyone dies. You know, that sounds a little bit too much. But it continues. It continues. The culture of instability and abrupt firings contributed to the pervasive sense of fear within the team. It was just about who Kanye liked on any given day, and if you want one of those people, it would be out in a second. I would push back on this and say, I wonder if this approach is the reason why Yeezy clothing for a long time was so good, because it was so competitive, even without realizing. It was so cutthroat, and everyone wanted to get that validation of staying for the next season. And if you didn't, you know, you were pissed, but it meant you really, really, really tried. So I wonder if that's an actual unfortunate missing ingredient of what makes Yeezy so amazing, is that they hide all that stuff, you know, behind the scenes. You can't really see it. But there's definitely this understanding or feeling that if you get hit with one of these type of things, it's flipping over. But let's continue. During his time at Yeezy, Pierre also had encounters with Kim Kardashian. Oh, this is where it's going to get tasty. Yeah, she was really nice, said Pierre. I was supposed to do a collab with SKIMS. She was really sweet. However, working at Kanye's projects when she was around was stressful because Kanye insisted that they hide their work from Kim. That is hilarious. Hiding your work from your wife, or I guess ex-wife at that time, separate whatever it is, it's fucking hilarious. Because they're afraid that she might take the stuff. Make sure you turn your fucking, you know, your sketchbooks around the other way. All that sort of malarkey. That's absolutely hilarious. Really is hilarious. Because you'd imagine as well, I don't know why, I'd imagine there's not a lot of overlap between like a Yeezy customer and a SKIMS customer. Yeah, I know the color palette was correct at some point or right at some point, but silhouettes and shapes wise, I just don't think there's any similarity. They're very, very, very different, you know? Let's continue. What else is going on there? He didn't, so Kanye insisted to hide the work from Kim. He didn't want her to see what he was working on. It was always, it wasn't always a fault about stealing. He just doesn't want to hear other people's input, like specific people in his head that he doesn't want input from. I feel him on that one. I totally feel him on that one. There are some people you just want no input from whatsoever. I think I saw a girl actually on social media the other day. She put out a tweet, something along the lines of like, oh, it's so fucking frustrating working this really high high paid, but very stressful job. But then I'm only doing it because I want to put all this money back into my fucking art or into my stuff I do on the side. Like, how annoying is it to live in life, innit? And I think somebody randomly replied and said something to her, like, you know, some sort of randomly encouraging, you know, advicey type of thing. And she replied like, hey, I don't need advice. I was just ranting. Like, take your unsolicited, you know, help somewhere else. I don't care. And I think that goes to say I'm the same. Mostly when it comes to gym stuff, like that's also annoying. Whenever you're posting more workout, gymmy stuff, you get random people, your DMs, I mean, just asking you fucking for help and tips and set up this. Is like, bro, I can't set up anything for you. The internet is your fucking guide. You know, there's so many people out there you can kind of check out internet wise that might be able to fucking fix these things. But again, what do I know? Absolutely nothing. He pauses. So he sabotaged my Skim project in February 2021. Skims creative director Kim Schraub contacted Pierre with an offer to design a capsule for Kim Kardashian's brand. Feeling a bit uneasy about the immediately accepting that he emailed Kanye's general manager. Oh, that's a wrong move, man. You should always fucking, you know, ask for forgiveness or ask for permission. He should have never texted this to Kanye's manager. I'm sure they told him, hey, no, stay away from Kim right now. Feeling a bit uneasy about intentionally feeling uneasy about immediately accepting, he emailed Kanye's manager that he had gotten a project offer. Chandler advised him to just ask Kanye directly. However, once Pierre revealed who it was for Chandler, stopped him answering. The next day, Kim Schraub rescinded the job offer, and later that day, news broke that Kim Kardashian had filed for divorce from Kanye West. Wow. So around the same time that happened. Wow. So it's really, really odd timing, isn't it? Kim gets divorced. Everyone kind of chooses a side, and this guy gets left in the lurches. Housing for Yeezy employees was another issue. At first, we were in a hotel Kanye provided for his employees. Then we were like, oh, you have to pay for your own place, and we have to find an Airbnb. When I started, we were in Calabasas, then we were Woodland Hills, and it was really, really a dump. The hotel wasn't bad, but they weren't married to us. They wanted us to pay for accommodation. What? I don't know, man. This whole thing is absolutely crazy. Absolutely freaking crazy. Let's continue. What's going on here? Come on. Salary was another contentious topic. When I started, because I had no idea how much I could ask, I asked for like $500 a day. But then I realized everyone around me was making $1,000 a day. Nobody wanted to talk about salaries, but the people who were paid more usually got fired first. But I don't know, man. So far, I've not heard anything bad about Ye. This is mostly the problem of the person that's been interviewed or sharing their experience, not negotiating your pay correctly is an L for you. Make sure it doesn't happen again type of thing. No problem. And yeah, like, what more can you do? You know, it sounds like a stressful, high octane work experience, but they also get out some of the best material you've ever seen, you know, in terms of bikes and whatever else it may be. So I get it. It's just weird that this is made it into an article. Like, these are just petty grievances so far. It continues. The ever changing and by the way, I also agree with this. If you do earn more, there's more opportunity for you to get fired because, you know, you're earning more. So you'd imagine with your earning, you're most likely taking on more responsibility. So yeah, the buck should stop with you in some regard. I get that. The ever-changing and tense environment began to take a toll on employees, with the morale plunging after Kim Kardashian filed for divorce from Kanye in early 2021. Pierre noticed a drastic shift in the tone of the workplace. After 2021, it was like an abusive manipulation, overworking. It was the worst things that you can think of. The divorce, he says, marked the point where Kanye began acting more volatilely, cruelty, and unprecedented. Yeah, for sure. I could definitely see that happening. You've seen it anyway since then. Like, I think he's had his moments where he's kind of crashed out, but you can see what sort of impact that would have had on him in general. And I could also understand to some degree why he'd take out that frustration on Kim, on his employees at Yeezy, you know, with abuse, manipulation, overworking. That makes complete sense. That kind of lines up perfectly to the Ye that we all know. You get me? It continues. Over time, Auvray noticed an unusual shift. Employees began mirroring West's speech patterns and adopting his internal communication. Yeah, a lot of them do that. I bet a lot of them in his friend group are also doing that fucking weird upside down fucking rock type, diamond symbol thing that they do when they're talking. Oh, that's hilarious. For Pierre, one of the most insidious aspects of the work environment was that of the constant surveillance. He loves kicking people out of the group chat, Pierre referencing the visitors group chat that Kanye used to communicate with. This sounds silly, but when you're in it, you can't really tell someone something's wrong, he explains. The fear of being suddenly removed from the group was a constant anxiety. That's why he's gonna win. That's why he's gonna win, Burna Boy. That's why he's gonna win. He understands, man. You need those flipping, spaceships to make that shit work. It continues. For Pierre, the most insidious part was the constant surveillance. He loves kicking people out of the group chat, Pierre recalls, referencing the various group chats that Kanye used to communicate with. Yeah, he probably gets hard off that little bar at the bottom. That's this person's been blocked for this chat. This person got kicked out. Do you know what I mean? He probably loves that sort of shit. Honestly, what a fucking G. What a fucking G. Pierre said that he loves kicking people out of the group chat, referencing the various group chats that Kanye used to contribute to. It sounds silly. I know it's silly, but do you see Millie? Whatever else in there. No, probably not. Let's continue. Things grew even darker for Auvray in late 2021 when Bianca Censori, a newly hired architect, began sending disturbing and inappropriate messages asking him to create lewd, racist images. What? So Bianca Censori got involved. What'd she write to him? She sent things like an image of Edward Scissorhands and renamed it Edward Nigger Hands and graphic porn. Yo, Edward Nigger Hands is absolutely wild, but actually an oddly weird fucking idea for a Halloween costume, That plan that one ahead. That is absolutely hilarious. OG Nigger Hands, man. Let's continue. What else you got there? I didn't know what to make of it, this person says. Things got continued. Oh, things got continued. Really? Things got continued. Fucking hell. Things got continued, bro. Let's absolutely have a look. Things got continued. Auvray, even darker, began saying certain messages. Pierre recalls in shock. It's just bizarre, but at the time, I didn't know what to make of it. Things continued to grow even more sinister in November when Pierre joined Kanye in a trip to SpaceX and a meeting with Elon Musk in Texas. We were on our way to SpaceX and Kanye was being nice to me, but then he started rapping about people dying at Travis Scott's Astroworld concert in the car. What? He started rapping about people dying at the Travis Scott. What? Like, Jesus Christ. He was looking at me, like expecting me to laugh, and that's when I started realizing he was awful. Okay. So what's Bianca Censori sending herself? Nude pictures of herself nude. Pictures of herself sucking dick or something. I don't know what the fuck she's doing. The situation worsened that evening in Soho House in Austin, and when Kanye launched into a racist rant about Jewish people and made derogatory remarks about fucking Pete Davidson, who was dating Kanye, or Kim K at the time. Interesting. The quote, he was looking at this rant about Jewish people, black people being the first Jewish people, and then telling people that David Peterson had AIDS, Pierre recalls. It was sickening. The pressure to comply to the family's relationship, whatever, is only exists. Yo, this is fucking hilarious. This only existed. He was having Lawrence, and it continues. The pressure to comply with Lawrence with Kanye's increasingly offensive request escalated, and soon he was having Lawrence Chandler request Pierre to create a Pete Davidson has AIDS, Pete Davidson hates black people, Pete Davidson destroys family, and I had to fight because I didn't want to do it, says Pierre. But there was a pressure from 5 people in the group who would dip in and out like Bianca, and I was like, no, I'm not doing this. Pierre stood on his ground, refusing to design the shirt, but he knew his atmosphere had become increasingly toxic. So imagine not wanting to work somewhere because they don't want you to leave your fucking bag anywhere, but then you spent a lot of time, inside, warming your legs. Maybe you wouldn't need it in the first place. But let's continue. I had to fight because I didn't want to, he says, but there was pressure from 5 people. We mentioned that already. There's more texts here from, I guess, this is Kanye and him. and Kanye's asking the guy, Pierre, are you there? He sends him a picture of Pete Davidson has AIDS. Another picture at the front of the long sleeve that says be careful. Hudson, and it says here, David Peterson hates black people, allegedly. And he hates kill, destroy, lonely. He won't lie like most rappers do. It's absolutely hilarious, honestly. The difference in responses that you'd get from a content creator to some footballer to some rapper guy is so fucking crazy. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it. Talking about something that I flipping love from time to time is this. This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Bear with me 1 second as I try to get this up on here because I forgot to fucking load it properly. Big up Beabadoobee. Big up Beabadoobee. Beabadoobee, for whatever reason, even though she's a young pop star with the whole life ahead of her, she's killing it in the charts, killing it on tour. Personally, I think her music is a bit boring. I'm not gonna lie. I think her music is a bit boring, and legitimately sends me to sleep. But people seem to like her. She's like the it girl, new pop star woman thing, right? Going on out there. Cool, great to see. Tell me why this girl who was likely born in the 2000s is still getting trolled or easily triggered by YB better memes. Yeah, you heard it. Somehow this girl who's probably under the age of 25 is getting triggered by NBA YoungBoy better memes. So much so that she went on a tirade on social media. She threw her toys out the pram because this meme went viral on TikTok, I think first, that has like artists that can't sing v artists that can sing. And it features a kind of viral clip, a really legendary clip of NBA YoungBoy recording at home somewhere, singing and it sounds awful. And obviously the joke is in the meme that Beabadoobee sounds better than NBA YoungBoy singing. But she somehow took it as an offense. She somehow took it as a negative. And she crashed out everybody. Started to call NBA YoungBoy fans incels. Started to say all men are bad. Like, just went completely unhinged. And it just interested me because, like I said, she's very young. So you just assume younger people are a lot more plugged into what's going on social and aren't so easily triggered. Because that's something that I'd expect an older person to get triggered by. But for her to get triggered by NBA better memes is crazy. So this is courtesy of Sports Skeeter. Let's actually read the article here of what actually happened. It says here, Filipino-British singer-songwriter Beabadoobee, and now everyone's calling her Yabba Dabba Doo, by the way, on social media, as another troll and another insult because she couldn't accept the joke easily or in good jest. People are calling her Yabba Dabba Doo. Imagine that. Addressed a misunderstanding over a viral artist who can sing and can't sing video that featured her. A fan recently posted a TikTok video comparing artists who can sing and artists who can't. The video claimed that Beabadoobee lacks a talent for singing while rapper NBA YoungBoy possesses it. Responding to the meme that compared her singing style to the rapper, a fictional opera performance, she said on TikTok video, "I'm just tired of feeling like a punching bag constantly. I think it's just one thing where it's just a meme and a joke and it's funny, and then it becomes another thing when it's constantly everywhere in the comments on your social media. Come on, girl. You can't control what people say about you on social media. I'm sorry. Especially if it's not your own platform or your own fucking account. You have to take the good with the bad. It is what it is. I know it's annoying and fucking whatever it may be, but for the most part, people do like her on social. People like the way she looks. They like the way she sings. She's fairly decent live. She plays the fucking instrument and the guitar and looks good on stage. I'm sure most of her comments are mostly positive, I'd say. Sorry, no negative. But obviously, when people go through these sort of like hate train cancellation things, they get really fucking scared and feel like everybody thinks that they're bad. No, most people fucking like you. Like, get a grip. It's not that fucking deep. So let's continue and see what actually happened and play some of the videos. So this I think will feature the meme so we can see exactly what went on, because I want to play this to you and give you an idea on how dumb this was, that this girl reacted in such a fucking crazy way over a meme that's incredibly, incredibly dumb. So let's play the actual clip here. So this is courtesy of For the Speakers. This probably should give us an idea on what exactly happened here. Let me take the sound off as well here and press over to the next slide. There you go.
Versus artists who can sing.
Can't remember how to say your
name. Artists that can't sing. Beabadoobee.
Count all the freckles on your face.
Laser eyes and be a young boy. Can sing.
Artists who can't sing versus artists who can sing.
So in my opinion, that's a fairly innocent, innocuous, very like, you know, just take it, you know, whatever, water off a duck's back sort of meme. It shouldn't really make you crash out. Well, for some reason, it made Beabadoobee crash out and she went fucking insane, calling people who agreed with the meme incels and broke and ugly and men. I don't know. Wild.
I've seen so many comments about this, but I've never seen the actual videos. But the fucking men commenting, artists who can sing vs who can't. Like, just tell me you don't get no girls.
What?
Just tell me, like, your mother didn't love you. Just
What's it
like,
got to do with
you
girls?
might as well just say it.
What's it got to do with not
It's
having a
obvious.
mum?
It's plain. I've stalked your fucking profiles and you're
Okay.
Does it hurt me? Not really,
It
if
does.
I'm being
It
completely
does.
honest.
She's rattled.
I know men are mad at me because I probably get more girls than them, and I'm not even gay. I'm not even gay. I don't even know what I am.
Okay.
Maybe I'm bi. Who knows? But in all seriousness, who gives a fuck? Okay, artists you can sing, vs you can't. I still got more money than you, and you're still a man.
Oh, what?
So
Your dad's a man, no?
also the block button exists. Like, I will literally just block. Also, I just haven't seen any of those videos. Like, I've seen the comments,
Yeah,
but
sure, I haven't
I'm just
seen it.
not on that side of
definitely
TikTok.
seen
And I
it.
feel like the people who care about my art and listen to my music aren't, like, weird in...
Again, I just don't understand it, bro. It just beggars belief that a girl this young could get trolled this easily over an NBA better fucking meme. It's just wild. But it does kind of show up some of her annoying tendencies. I do remember listening to an interview of hers on How Long Gone podcast, and she did come across a little bit annoying. Like, she does come across very insufferable. But then I just chalked up to her being super young. But I think we've now seen that it's less to do with her being young and more so to her being a little bit of a cunt, you know? It kind of is what it is. To kind of go this far crashing out over a really innocuous meme that, if anything, says that you sing good. That meme doesn't actually say that NBA YoungBoy sings better. It's actually a meme complimenting you. But for some reason, she kind of got it twisted and really got fucking offended by it. And now she's got all your NBA YoungBoy stans in her comments and other, I'm assuming, streamer adjacent fucking fandoms, you know, leaving probably nasty comments. I'm assuming her comments on her page are probably limited and whatnot. She's probably having to block thousands of people. It's just an invited unnecessary attention to her that she didn't need to have.
Also, the block button exists. Like, I will literally just block. Also, I just haven't seen...
Twitter has a field day with the response, obviously. As you can see, 26 million views on that response of her saying that she doesn't really care and it's not a big deal and I make more money than you. I'm not even gay, but I probably get more girls than you. It's like, I don't, like, what? Like, what type of fucking clapback is that? Are you 12? I've got more money than you. I'll get more girls than you. My dad can be up your dad. Okay. Can't think of a worse aura loss than getting mad over NBA singing opera. Exactly. This is so fucking funny when you realize she's talking about NBA YoungBoy opera memes. And then she posts on her, what? On her Instagram. Fuck, you know, that's a long caption. The men who will say they'll grape me or uncomfortably talk about my private parts or how they would, or how they've touched them, strapped themselves to a video. This is why it's all a big deal for me. But how could you? I'm sure that happens, right? To every probably female artist out there, because men on social media are creepy and gross. But how could you associate one thing with another thing? Just because people are making NBA better memes, what does it have to do with people who are being creepy and nasty in your comments? They're not the same people, I'd imagine. It's not even the same situation. That's a hell of a leap. She continues in her caption. I have had men over-sexualize me in the internet since I was 17. Get off the internet then. Either that or be extremely derogative. I've constantly been a target for clickbait, and I think the mass amount of comments I get highlight how much I've been mistreated by so much men on the internet. Fucking hell, men this, men that, men this. Girl, it's not that deep, bro. Yo, hating men this much at that age, when you yourself are a heterosexual person, is pretty crazy. Doesn't she have a boyfriend? Isn't she like definitely into dudes and not into women? So this whole like hating men thing, like, it's just like a weird personality thing. You're not really living it. Like, who do you really hate? Do you hate your dad? Do you hate like the, you know, what you imagine toxic men to be like? I don't know. Just I'm not even mad at the hating men thing. Just target your hate towards the men that you actually hate, not every single person who maybe is laughing at this meme. Because I'd imagine there's some women involved. Some girls think NBA YoungBoy is cute, so I'm assuming there's quite a lot of his fans are also kicking your back in, and they'll probably give you girls. I don't think they're all men. I feel like people have this perception that just because I'm a girl, it would be out of ordinary to snap back. No one thinks that. If anything, it's way cooler when girls snap back. Nobody thinks a girl shouldn't snap back. We actually want to see more girls snap back. It's way cooler when they do because they usually have better insults. I don't know what you're talking about there. And say some unhinged shit. But the reality is that I can. And I have every right to when these things make me feel uncomfortable. Oh, she sounds like such a baby. Girl, fucking hell, girl. Grow up. Get over it. It's not that deep. Like, honestly. NBA YoungBoy better memes have got her doing this. Got her writing fucking non-fiction. Got her writing fucking essays. God almighty. I can sit here and take it or ignore it, which is sensible but boring. What? So it's boring to ignore it. So you get triggered. You sit online making, 2-minute long videos responding and explaining why the memes and the videos are like violence and dangerous and your life is at risk. It's like, come on, man. Choose one. But I feel that times the best way for me to deal with things is to make a joke about it, and in the simple terms to take the piss. So sorry if you can't handle me telling you that your mum doesn't love you or that I get more girls than you. LOL. This is me being equally annoying as you. Take a joke, but just stop being weird with me and make some friends and listen to the music. What? I don't know what she's talking about, man. This girl's confusing. It started off like a plea to leave her alone and why she's the ultimate victim. Then she got into some flexing. No, then she got into some pity me, woe is me shit. Then we got into some flexing, trolling, and then we ended up with another plea. Okay.
I'm gonna try to explain this as
And then
clearly
here
as
she is
possible
again.
in the maturest way possible.
5
And
minute
hopefully you guys
long
understand, even though you
response.
probably won't. I'm gonna use school as an example. I don't know why, but okay. So you're at school, and there's this one dude that just keeps prodding you with a stick, and is saying a joke, and it's funny. I'm like, okay, fair enough, funny. And then it happens a couple more times, and he's like prodding you, and I'm like, okay, this is getting kind of annoying, but it's still funny. It's still funny. And then it gets to a point where it literally just involves your entire life because it's constantly being shoved into your face. You're like, dude, it was funny, but now it's pissing me off. Like, this is rude. This is rude. It's hurting my feelings. And so you get angry, which is very valid. You got angry, and in B nature, in the same way I did that meme TikTok where I'm like, and I stalked your profiles, you're fucking ugly. I did that because it frustrated me. But the one thing that I failed to kind of put across in that video, despite me saying that I didn't really care about those videos, it was the comments and it was the constant spamming, was that it shed light to a load of other things in my life that have really truly affected my mental health. When you get incels rushing to your comment section and you get a flood of comments of the same thing, a load of other comments start to surface. Like if you're on the internet and you start going viral, a lot of people will be onto your shit naturally, and it's something that I have struggled with and have tried to come to terms with. That's just the inevitability of being like around, I guess. I'm gonna try to explain this as clearly as possible in the maturest. And I guess my initial reaction is just to take the piss. I'm just like, I get more girls than you. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was a joke. It's not that deep. In the same way, we're like, why is she deepsing it? I'm like, this dude, same with you. Like, it's not that deep. The one thing that is deep is the comments that resurface and the comments that I started getting recently since I've been going more viral on this app from this same incel culture that this meme comes from.
Incel culture.
And I'm sorry if it feels like I'm grouping
NBA YoungBoy's
individuals,
incel culture
but yes,
is hilarious.
it's mostly men. Like, call me sexist, but I don't think a girl like I was miking off to that Beabadoobee video. Like, nah, like, no, that's not cool. That makes me feel like shit. And like, when I get a flood of these comments from this one like silly meme video that I have been commenting on. Okay, this is another myth. This is what's so funny to me is if you go through this like the artists who can't sing videos, I have commented on them. And this is the thing, like I feel like my comments just get hidden, but you can go and check. I have commented being like, this is funny. Like, this is low-key funny to me.
We don't care.
It was just like this spamming, dude, and just like everyone from that community coming to my account and saying so much more weird as shit. And I'm sorry if I didn't like put that across in my rant video. But like also, okay, like I'm sorry if that affected you. I'm sorry if saying I got more girls than you affected you. And I guess my initial reaction is just to take the piss. I'm just like,
to be fair, I do have sympathy for her in some respects because she is super young and she is a legit pop star, a legit star in her own right. And she's obviously pretty. So she must get some crazy comments and DMs and shit. And having to navigate through that while you're growing up in front of the public and also a star in your own right is really difficult. And a musician, you're probably coming across really weird, creepy guys in the music industry. You're having to kind of keep your head on the swivel. You know, it's all a lot to handle at one time. But I don't know, man. Just put your phone down, man. Put your phone down, touch grass, open the window, breathe in some fresh air. It's not that deep. It really isn't that deep. It was some light trolling. The meme itself was, you know, it wasn't even that funny really. Like singers, artists that can sing, artists that can't, and then it's just this fucking exaggerated, laser-eyed video of fucking NBA YoungBoy singing opera, which is obviously not him singing opera. It's obviously taken from a video where he's really, really singing terribly, and the fact that she crashed out over this is really fucking sad. But again, maybe I understand it because she's constantly online. Her life revolves around being on social media. That's kind of how she got famous in the first place. But I really would hope that she would take this as a lesson and just kind of take a deep breath and really realize that it's not that deep. It really isn't that deep. And if she continues doing this, unfortunately, it might negatively hamper her career. Because a lot of this music is about, you know, as much as it's about her being talented and looking pretty, it's also about her being likable. And if people start to think that she's very unlikable and super annoying, I feel like it's going to have a negative impact on her career. As much as I'd like her, you know, again, her stuff isn't for me, but I don't think she's talented enough in like I don't know. I forgot who the other girl I'm thinking of now at the moment, where you can kind of get away with being annoying. I don't think she's that level. She's good, but not good enough to where her personality can stink and people can still be fans of her. She kind of needs people to like her as a person for the music to also bang. So I hope this is a lesson learned, and not to get triggered by NBA YoungBoy memes of 2025, especially as a fucking, you know, somebody that's under 25. That's a really embarrassing. This is something that should be happening to older acts, and maybe she'll learn from it. Maybe she will learn from it. Maybe she will learn from it. Another bit of news here that I forgot to mention actually previously. This is pretty big news. Pretty fucking big news. Courtesy of Nike. Nike Inc. and SKIMS introduced a new brand for women called NikeSKIMS. Pretty big deal. So, what to know? Nike and SKIMS is a brand new from Nike Inc. and SKIMS and will disrupt the global fitness activewear industry with the best-in-class innovation and services of all women athletes. The new brand merges Nike's world-class approach to advanced innovation, sports science and athlete insights with SKIMS' obsession for the female form and pioneering pursuit for solutions for everyday body. Built on the commitment for innovation, exclusivity, and breaking boundaries, NikeSKIMS will offer an extensive line of training apparel, footwear, and accessories designed to meet the unique needs and preferences of women athletes around the world. NikeSKIMS furthers Nike dedication to growing its women's business, inspiring women and girls around the world to dream big and enable them in their pursuit with the industry's leading apparel, footwear, accessories. NikeSKIMS will debut its first collection in the United States, select retail locations, and Nike.com/NikeSKIMS this spring. A global expansion will follow in 2026. This extension to new markets and retail locations include wholesale partners. So this is a pretty big deal. It's not even a collaboration. This is like a partnership going forward. And I think it's a great idea. More so because there isn't really I was trying to think of it the other day. There's not really a Nike activewear line. Back in the day when I used to work at Nike at that fucking 1948 pop-up store in Shoreditch, we had Nike Sportswear, which was kind of Nike's version of streetwear. It was like functional streetwear. So they would make M65 jackets that were waterproof, that had, you know, ventilation, that could be double up as like running jackets, that could be double up as shells, and those things were pretty cool. But they didn't really have a lot of like Nike stuff that they did in-house that was cool running gear. The closest thing they had to it was the Nike Gaioku suit shit that was designed in collaboration with John Takahashi from Undercover. If anything, actually, thinking of that John Takahashi line for Nike should come back now. I think it was way ahead of its time. Way ahead of its time. I don't know why it ended in the first place. I thought it would be a long-term partnership, but I think we kind of maybe saw, is it 4 seasons out of that? Maybe 4? I got a few of the stuff in the first couple of seasons. I still got a hoodie from the first season that I wear when I go running now at the moment. It's like a grid. It's got like a grid pattern on the zip-up hoodie, and all the lines on the grid pattern of the hoodie are reflective. So when you're running down the street, they fucking glow in the dark. Absolutely crazy. 3M shit. Really fits amazing too. The shoes from the Nike Gaioku shit was really, really cool. But since then, we haven't really had a lot of it. And I don't know why Nike has had to wait to do this with SKIMS. I would have thought Nike could have done this easily. Themselves in-house. They didn't need to partner up with SKIMS. Because I also think it's weird because SKIMS I don't really think of as an activewear brand. I think of them as shapewear, obviously, maybe loungewear, but I don't ever think of Skims to be performance based, you know. But I guess this is also an opportunity for them to kind of dabble into that field. And what better way to kind of get into sportswear, get into activewear, than partnering up with Nike and using their manufacturing and their resources to kind of pump up some shit without trying to do it yourself, because I imagine it's probably quite expensive. And there's a lot of competition out there, so you're probably better off joining forces and trying to see if that makes sense. But I don't know. As great as this is, I would like to see way more from Nike from this, because clearly that activewear running sort of thing, lifestyle shit, is becoming extremely big now. Loads of brands are popping up, especially independent ones who are doing the damn thing when it comes to creating this type of clothing. But I think it's going to be pretty good. I have a good feeling about this. Although I'm not the biggest fan of the color palette of Skims with all the fucking neutral tones, I think we're going to get some good items from it. I think we already got some good shit from what she did with fucking North Face. I really like that collection, by the way, that little capsule collection that Kim did with North Face with Skims. And I think we're going to get some good shit with Nike. I'm assuming we'll probably get a lot of like running gear, a lot of good workout gear, a lot of cool accessories, maybe some cool activations and videos and shit. And now that Kim is actually working out, because in the past, I think they all kind of LARPed and cosplayed that they were gym people. But now I think they actually do work out. A lot of these Kardashian people, like, they kind of mix, you know, they combine cosmetic surgery and whatever else it may be with a good workout regimen, which is able to kind of probably make the stuff that you get done under the knife pop a lot more better. But I would love to see it. I'd love to see more from these guys with this, and I can't wait to see what they actually put out when it does eventually drop. But NikeSKIMS is coming. It's coming this spring in the US first, and then internationally later this next year. I'm assuming just to try to test the demand. If they get a bunch of people wanting it, then of course they probably will push it forward. But I'm just to kind of gauge the demand for it, which I'm also curious to see. Will Nike see that maybe they got into this too late and the demand is now being fulfilled by other brands and it's not as popular as it should be, which I doubt is going to happen? Or is the demand going to be crazy? And I also want to see it too. Will we get collaboration in terms of shoes, or will it just be apparel? Will we get some shoes as well? Will Kim get an opportunity to make her own NikeSKIMS SK1 or something? Will she have to just retro stuff and then kind of do a unique fucking colorways? What will happen going forward? I'm really curious. I can't wait to see what happens. I can't wait to see what happens. Big up Jude Bellingham, man. Big up blood clot Jude Bellingham. He's having a bit of a mare online. Because he was in the stands where Real Madrid are playing the other day. I think they won as well, if I'm not mistaken. I saw a really great Modric goal from like 40, 30 yards out, and he's nearly 40 years old. That's fucking fantastic. Jude, I think, is out. I think he might be banned. I think he's injured. He was watching Real Madrid from the stands, and he was up there in the stands with his new girlfriend. And for whatever reason, people discovered that his new girlfriend might be somebody a lot of people on the internet have known before. And because we live in this weird time in social media or in life, I've never noticed this before, but I feel like any time somebody prominent is dating somebody and they find out the woman that they're dating had a history, automatically everyone freaks out on social media. So a lot of people have found out that Jude Bellingham's new girl has a past, and she may have been with other celebrities, other notable guys in the industry in the past, and that immediately kind of disqualifies her from being a worthy girlfriend, mate, whatever for Jude Bellingham, because she's not pure, because she hasn't been untouched, right? Because she's kind of been around. It's like, I don't know. I don't understand what's going on here. But the other more nefarious allegation is that this girl might have been an adult, might have worked in the adult industry. Might have lent her service to a lady of the night industries. She might have been on some escort site. I think I've heard some people say on social that she might have been on Adult Work, which is a UK-based site, if I'm not mistaken, for like escorts and those type of things. And people said they might have found her profile in there because she uses her actual government, which is absolutely insane, by the way. But she uses her full government, and I think they found a profile that could have been hers on those platforms. So people were obviously going crazy about it. So this is courtesy of Pattern Reports. It says Jude Bellingham is getting cooked after fans found out his girlfriend was a prostitute. Bro, what was he thinking? I don't think he was thinking anything. He probably saw her and saw she looked nice and wanted to fucking approach, and here we are. I don't think it's any more deeper than that. I just think it's funny how people think that just because somebody's had a past, that it immediately invalidates them as people, and now they're not worthy of love or anything. So now what? Because she had a past and she dated other famous guys, does that mean that she's not, you know, that she's no use to anybody? She might as well just unalive herself now. What's the point in living? But then somebody saw a post here of hers. She used to be a luxury escort. Her name is, on here is Ashleen Castro, allegedly. But I'm not too sure if that's true, because some people are suggesting this could be a post from a blog that just collates images of like hot girls and puts them on there somewhere. This might not be her actual profile or something, but you know, who knows? And then of course they say, no, this is ridiculous. And they've got fucking images of, oh wow, images of all the guys she's dated. Jamie Foxx. Who else she's been with? Michael B. Jordan. John Johnson, who's an NFL player, I think. Lewis Hamilton dated her at one point. Okay, but what? I don't know. So like, what's up? I don't know. Is that a bad thing, really? Like, some basketball player dated her also. I don't know what his name is. More pictures. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Another meme here: Jude Bellingham finding out his girl is for everybody. She's obviously a conventionally good-looking girl that a lot of those type of dudes would be into. So it's no surprise that she's had a lot of those type of men in her life, either as boyfriend or as hookups, you know? But then obviously the most iconic picture is this picture here of Jude Bellingham's mum in the crowd giving Jude Bellingham's girl the real mean side-eye, right? The real mean side-eye. And the funny thing about this is just how universal this meme is. It's like, how do all mums across the world, no matter of their background, race, color, or creed, how do they all seem to have a gut feeling and know wagwan when it comes to the women, especially the mums I found of like professional athletes? They always know. They always know who's good for their son and who isn't good for their son. Some of them can be overly protective, but for the most part, they have a pretty good batting record for being able to call out the fucking hussies and the scammers and the gold diggers. And Jude Bellingham's mum is giving that woman, and I don't know if she can see her, but I don't know if the girl can actually feel this mum giving her side eye and she's trying to act unbothered. But that is a universal side eye. She is really keeping an eye on this young lady. She knows something's up. She doesn't know what it is, but her gut, something is telling her in her gut, this girl not good. This girl not good. She doesn't know what exactly it is, but she can feel it in her gut. This girl not good. Oh, I fucking love it. Jude Bellingham reacted to the news about his girlfriend, and then when you realize she was never your girl, it was just your turn. And obviously doing a little meme from one of the Skepta tunes. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think it's unfair. I personally think it's unfair. What are you meant to do in life? How are you meant to find, especially if you're these type of guys, how are you meant to find a girl that is conventionally attractive who hasn't been touched or seen by anybody? They don't exist. They're all gonna have social media. If they have a social media, then for sure some guy's gonna find her. And you know, because I remember like randomly there'll be times where you're on Instagram and you'll see somebody on your discovery page, you click on their profile, and it'll be some random girl from Austria, Germany, Switzerland, Sweden, Denmark, and you see their followers and they've got like 30,000 followers, 50 followers, 100,000 followers, and you're like, what? This is just a random girl that lives in fucking Sweden. What the fuck? But that's what happens, you know? If you're good looking on social media, you're gonna have a following just by default of you being good looking and having to do with nothing about, you know, you as a person, who you are, zero, just to do with your looks. So let's say you indulge in that attention and you start dating some of your followers or people that are noteworthy who slip into your DMs. Does that automatically make you a whore? Or are you just a young girl that's good looking to some people who like that kind of look and just you're exploring your options? And then the other option isn't an option. I've shown it before here on this podcast, of a girl, I forgot who it was, who shared a DM request that she got from Nunu Madueke from Chelsea, where he was trying to kind of holler at her, and she basically blew up his spot. And automatically when I saw that post, I was like, why would you do that? Like, what's the point? Why are you trying to embarrass him? Because he tried to shoot his shot. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, he was kind of polite, trying to be a little bit cheeky and cute to get her attention, and she took a screenshot of it and shared it on social media, and it automatically made me think, oh, this is the reason why all these famous guys date the same girls. This is why all these famous guys seem to circulate or, you know, seem to fucking pass around the same girls, because those girls know what time it is. They know how to act. They know how to behave. They know how to kind of, you know, keep it fucking, you know, whatever, into some level of decency. They know not to kind of blow up people's spots. But some of these other girls who are maybe a bit more quote unquote normal and general everyday life, whatever, they're not maybe used to this life, and they kind of get a little bit excited. They could be taking pictures of you when you're in bed and shit, sleeping, or worse, you know, taking screenshots of you hollering and sending them fucking DMs and shit to try and embarrass you. So maybe that's the point. But I don't know, man. I think Jude Bellingham should make his own decision. Hopefully he doesn't get pressured by the internet to dump this girl. If he wants to dump her because he's not feeling it, cool. But yeah, man, make your own mind up, man. Relax. You know what I mean? And some people as well, you know how guys are. There's a lot of jealousy in there as well. So some people are going out their way to find out everything about her because they kind of want Jude Bellingham all to themselves, you know? There are some guys online probably have their own kind of weird parasocial relationship with Jude Bellingham, and they want his attention all for themselves. So they're going to do what they can to try and drive a wedge between them. So I think as a dude, you would do yourself a lot of favors by making sure you never listen to your male friends when it comes to love and relationships, especially if you're young, because 9 times out of 10, them niggas are jealous. Them niggas are jealous. They wish it was them. They really do wish it was them. But hey, what do I know? Absolutely nothing. Moving on. Big up RA. And big up this girl called Mad Miran. Big up Mad Miran. Unfortunately, her bag containing her whole archive of music was stolen in Barcelona. The Dutch DJ has appealed to anyone with information to come forward. This made me laugh, mostly because I think I have a huge problem with people who put out these pleas on social media for things that are lost. I think the main thing that kind of grinds my gears are the posts that you see on the Berghain community subreddit, or people are, oh my god, I was just in Berghain, I lost this heirloom necklace, ring, wallet, key ring, hat, scarf. If anybody finds it, please, bro, you got too fucked up in Berghain, which is understandable. You're in a great city. You're in one of the best clubs in the world, having a good time, letting your hair down, and you lost something. That's just, take it as a lesson for life. But don't make it everyone else's responsibility to try and find your fucking item. It's even worse when you're in a club. When you're in a club and you see somebody and they've clearly lost something, and then they try to like get you involved to look for it, and they've got their torch on and they're fucking shining it all over the floor, and they're just trying to find that baggie with less than a fucking fingernail's worth of fucking gear left in it, and they're shaking, and it's like, bro, you lost it. It's annoying, it's frustrating when you do that sort of thing, but take the L. That's your fault. Don't then put it on us, regular people who have not lost our things, doing our own thing, responsibility to go and look for your thing. Especially if it's even worse if you're a DJ. If you're a DJ, you should really be on your A game and looking after your stuff and making sure that you don't fucking lose anything. But the fact that she lost this is kind of like, you know, it's mostly her fault. She should just kind of take the L and keep it moving. But let's read the article anyway, or the post she put on her Instagram. This is Mad Miran. She says, Barcelona, my nightmare has happened. I'm honestly shocked and still in disbelief. I'm glad she didn't say she was shaking, because I fucking hate that. I hate when people say I'm shaking. I'm glad she didn't say I'm shaking. I'm honestly shocked and still in disbelief. Last evening, me and Pariah UK and the driver to the club were surprised by an open door and a missing bag. Oh no! So it wasn't even in the DJ booth. Somebody stole it from outside the car. Wow! The missing bag was my backpack. But again, who leaves a backpack in a car at a festival or outside of a venue anywhere? Oh my god, this is fucking stupid. Or in Barcelona specifically. I know this for experience because I got fucking pickpocketed. She's never finding that stuff, by the way. She's never finding it. It's gone. The missing bag was my backpack. My life, my power, my music, my all. I bought my new M3 MacBook a few months ago. Oh my god. But I really don't care about that now. I care about my files. Basically, my whole archive was in the bag that was stolen. If someone knows, hears, reads something about these items, please reach out in any way. I just want my music back. There's no way she's finding that. There is no way. There is no way she's getting that bag back, especially in Barcelona. Because most people that jack in Barcelona aren't just like people from the scene. This is just thieves, you know? If she was in Barcelona, these are just thieves. These aren't regular people. These are just thieves. And that bag actually looks quite nice too. That looks like a nice bag. And the contents inside it is crazy. An M3 MacBook Pro. Woo! 2 SSDs. Like, that's a lot of like electric toothbrush. Even that could easily be sold in some fucking barbershop somewhere. Like some nitty were gonna roll in and sell that cash in hand for £5. That MacBook would easily go for a couple of bills, maybe 500 euros in some fucking barbershop cash in hand. Someone would easily buy those fucking SSDs, maybe 2 for fucking 50 euros cash in hand. Like, oh yo, what a mistake. What a fucking mistake. Yeah, the Dutch DJ broke the news on Instagram on Sunday, revealing that the incident took place at Barcelona's Nitsa club. Jesus Christ. Leaving your bag in the car outside of a nightclub is dumb as fuck. That's a good location to pickpocket. Think about it. If you're into pickpocketing and if you're into stealing people's possessions, the best place to go and steal would be outside of a nightclub. Because most likely every bag that's going to be inside of a vehicle will contain a camera, will contain some sort of audio equipment, some sort of computer. Like, that's valuable things that you can easily sell or kind of, you know, pawn. Easily. So if you used to leave a backpack in a car, ooh, and then what? The car door was open. So the person didn't even smash through the window. They left the doors unlocked. Is that what? That's what I'm getting from it, right? Last evening, Pariah and the driver of the club was surprised by the open door and the missing bag. So the door, somehow they opened the door. Maybe they left the door open because it's Barcelona and they think you could be fucking safe. Or they had the key and they pick it, wherever. Either way, Mad Miran, sorry for you. My heart goes out to you and shit. But I really don't care for these posts, honestly. Just take the L privately. You made a big mistake. You left your bag in a car, in a foreign country, outside of a nightclub. You know, even in your own country, you should never do that sort of shit. Don't leave anything in a car. Because even if you leave a jacket in the back seat, someone's going to smash the window and take it because they just want to, you know, they want to roll the dice. You never know what might be in a jacket. But I wish more people would just take their L's in private and not have to make it news and broadcast it to everybody. This isn't anyone else's responsibility but yours. And you have to figure it out, innit? The only really sad bit about this, really sad bit, is the music. I've been there. I had a really big hard drive that I used to use prior for my like DJ MIDI controller. And I used to take that everywhere with me. And I have no evidence or no backup of those files apart from some of my old mixes uploaded on my SoundCloud back in the day. But that was my first hit. And I think that I didn't even lose that hard drive. I think I just kind of accidentally kind of wiped it. That hurt a lot. Why? Like, not having your music all going, losing fucking hard drives, USB sticks, that's going to hurt way more than a MacBook Pro. I bet you if somebody gave her all her USB sticks and her SSDs, she'd be happy. And she did get the MacBook back. She'd be so happy. Because the music is stuff that you can't replace. Some of it is like dub plates. Some of it might be fucking, you know, tunes that you bought or downloaded that aren't available anymore, especially in my case. Some of it might be CDs I ripped from back in the day into MP3s. Like, just loads of stuff. Maybe ideas for mixes, ideas for tunes, ideas for productions and shit. You know, loads of things that you could have in there. But I don't know, man. I think in this case, you just have to take the L and accept responsibility for it and do better next time. But you can't be out here fucking crying on the internet thinking anybody else can help. Because let's be honest, the likelihood of somebody returning a MacBook Pro M3 and some SSD cards or some solid state hard drives is very, very unlikely. Almost impossible. I doubt it's going to happen. And I don't see anything on the post here talking about a reward either, a cash reward. It's just return the things to me, please. Okay, here we go. There is a reward. Sorry, there's a reward in the caption. I apologize. There's a reward notice in the caption. Barcelona, urgencia. Suddenly you're speaking Spanish. You're so desperate. Suddenly you're speaking Espanol. Barcelona, urgencia. Detail stuff below. If you hear anything about, mail me at or DM me my number. Who knows? Highest Euro reward ready too. 4 USB sticks with floor orange plastic case, 4 USB sticks with soft black see-through pouch. Really organized stuff, by the way. Nicely organized. She put stuff really well. She's a very, obviously, you know what's really funny too? It sounds like she's got backups for her stuff. So she's got 4, 4, 2. So she got like a backups. So she lost the originals and the backups, which is dumb because you're not really meant to carry all your backups, right? You should have at least one backup at home or something. But regardless, 4 USB sticks with floral orange plastic case, 4 USB sticks with soft black see-through case, 2 SSDs with USB adapters in light blue and bubble wrap bag. Most importantly, Apple chargers, MacBook Pro, bright yellow case, electric toothbrush, Carhartt Trezor sweater. Damn, that's a good piece. That's a good piece, that. 2 vinyls and 1 toilet trolley bag. I'm dissolving, but I heard that there were some success stories after sharing and talking, so I try. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it a lot. There's no way. If she finds this, if somebody returns it to her, it's going to be a miracle, but there's no way that's going to return. No way. That shit is gone, man. That laptop is somewhere in the Middle East. Maybe it's somewhere here in London. There's no way she's getting that shit back. Absolutely no way. But if she does, congratulations. But hey, sometimes take the L in private. Sometimes take the L in private. Moving on, we got this article courtesy of Rolling Stone regarding Diplo. Diplo has reached a resolution with sex assault accuser he sued for stalking. So I was talking about this before in the podcast where I thought it was really interesting how Diplo seems to be like Teflon. He seems to be impervious to these allegations. There's always somebody throwing out allegations about him being creepy, about him being an abuser, blah, 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 blah. But it doesn't seem to affect his gigs, his endorsements, his collaborations, his whatever, nothing. He just seems to be going on the up and up and up. And in this particular case, he's reached a settlement with a stalker. He just seems to be getting win after win after win somehow, even though it seems like he might be a bit of a bad guy. Maybe. Who knows? Let's read the article courtesy of the Rolling Stone. It says, lawyers for the DJ and producer Diplo announced that they have reached a global resolution in principle on Monday to end his tangled legal dispute with Shelly Augusty, a woman who had sexual relationship with him in 2019. The last-minute deal averted a trial set to begin on Monday. Wow. He was going to start trial on Monday, and they reached a deal. That's good, bro. He must be fucking happy about that, innit? Because that was definitely going to be broadcast and reported across every fucking platform. So, reaching a settlement out of court is definitely the best thing, if especially if you're guilty. You know what I mean? You don't want all your fucking skeletons fucking getting revealed. If the trial had been proceeded, it would have consolidated Diplo's stalking and trespassing and revenge porn claims against Augusty, with her dueling claims of sexual battery and assault. So he's claiming she was trespassing, doing revenge porn shit, and she's claiming sexual battery and assault. We have a resolution in principle. We are probably days, not weeks, away from getting it signed. There are 1 or 2 paragraphs of kind of tweak. We sent the revisions over on the weekend. Diplo's lawyer, Brian Elliott, has said. I'm assuming the resolution is some sort of money, right? Some sort of cash settlement, I'm assuming. When the judge Roloff M. True asked if Augusty's lawyer, Kimberly Casper, agreed with the settlement, Casper responded that she did. Judge True then vacated the trial date and said that the parties should return next Monday to hopefully have a signed settlement that would dismiss the case. Lawyers on both sides declined to comment. Diplo-born Thomas Wesley Pence has been locked in a dispute with Augusty since she filed a restraining order in November 2020. She claimed that the filing that she met Pence online when she was 17 in 2014. God damn, bro. Diplo's one of them guys, isn't it? A bit of a diddler. She met him when he was 17. That he groomed her into exchanging sexual intimate images, and she accused him of posting sexually explicit images of her an anonymous Twitter account as revenge because she claimed that online that he filmed one of her sexual encounters without consent. Most likely he did hook up with this girl when she was 17, but I don't think it was as sinister as she's making it seem. But it's still weird, you know? It's still bizarre for a grown-ass man to be dating a 17-year-old. Because I'd imagine 2014, Diplo was probably, in his late 20s or maybe early 30s. So, god damn it. Oh, no, not even late 20s. He probably in his mid-30s. I'd have to be. I think Diplo is quite old. He doesn't look that old, but I'd imagine he's quite old. Pence responded by filing his own restraining order against the petition on December 8, 2020. He described Augusty as an obsessed fan who became vindictive when he refused to continue to see her after a very brief sexual encounter. He claimed that they met in March 2018, not 2014, and admitted that, okay, of course you'd say that. It was 4 years after, not the 4 years before. And admitted that they had sex on April 2019 and then again in Las Vegas in 2019 July. He claimed that Augusty sent him a barrage of unsolicited and lewd obscene messages after that and became upset when he refused to engage. Pence then accused Augusty of sending at least 4 sexually explicit videos of him to the mother of one of his children. He called himself a victim of revenge porn. In January 2021, the parties entered into a settlement concerning their request for mutual restraining orders. Court records show The deal restricted their right to publish information. On April 23rd, 2021, Pence demanded arbitration because Augusty allegedly continued to make social media postings. But he also sued Augusty a week later in open court, accusing her of stalking, trespassing, and revenge porn. 2 months later, in June 2021, Augusty filed her own lawsuit against Pence, alleging he groomed her since he was a teenager and forced her into sex in Las Vegas 2019. In September 2022, an arbitrator found that both sides had violated a prior agreement. A court record obtained by Rolling Stone reveals the court states that while both parties were found at fault, it was Pence who was awarded $1.2 million in damages. It's not clear if the status of the award was when the parties entered negotiations. A new deal announced on Monday comes a week after the federal judge in Los Angeles ruled that the different women must use their real name if they choose to proceed with the separate revenge porn lawsuits. The women's lawyers said that the statement said their plans to appeal the decision. In the case, Jane Doe plaintiff alleges she was 21 years old in 2016 when she began communicating with Pence, who was 37 at the time. Jesus. He's been old for time, innit? Fucking Diplo. He's been old for ages. Diplo was 37 in 2016. God damn it. She and Pence later engaged in an intimate relationship that lasted several years. She acknowledged that occasionally she allowed Pence to record them having sex, but claims she never gave him permission to distribute those images and videos. So it seems like Diplo likes to record shit, yeah? Okay. She alleges that between 2018 and 2013, Pence recorded himself having sex with her and then shared the videos with others over both text messages and Snapchat. The woman claims that a different woman contacted her in November 2013 to say that Pence had shared some of the intimate material with her on Snapchat on October 2018. Pence for 46. I don't know about that age, bro. I think he might be lying about that one. Something gives me the feeling that he might be lying about his age. I have a feeling he might be a bit older than that. Pence 46 denies any wrongdoing. His lawyer Brian Friedman has called the Jane Doe's lawsuits an obvious shakedown attempt. Time and time again, Wes has been targeted by a group of untrustworthy individuals, their unscrupulous lawyers, cobbling together falsehoods in search of a meritless payday. Friedman said, "The suit seems to be just more of the same, which is why we have no reason to believe that this will end in any way differently than all the others." God damn. But like I said, man, the interesting thing about this is just how like the lack of damage these allegations have done to him. I've not seen his stock once. He's always booked and busy. He's always in some sort of like lavish place somewhere, DJing, having a great time. It's interesting how things work differently based on the color of your skin mostly, isn't it? Because honestly, he's got some pretty dicey allegations against him. Essentially like PDF level allegations, revenge porn shit, assault shit, battery shit. Again, most of them got dismissed, and some of them they're still ongoing. He's reaching a settlement with one. But these are things where even the allegation alone, even just the mere allegation, can really hamper your career. For Diplo, it seemed to have done nothing. Hasn't stopped a single thing. In a fair and just world, this is what should happen to everyone, to be fair. You should, your cancellation should be kind of weighted against your actual day in court, right? Or whatever it may be, or when more evidence is presented. More people should have this kind of luck. But it's just unfair that he seems to be able to get away with it, quote unquote, and other people don't. Other people have to kind of, they have to put up with being called names. They have to put up with losing their entire career. They have to put up with people not looking at them the same way. But him, for the most part, unless you're really, and again, you have to also be plugged in. Unless you're really plugged into this sort of stuff, or you follow this type of news, you wouldn't even know some of these things happening to Diplo. You'd have no idea what's fucking going on. So it's wild that he's been able to get away with this for so long. It's absolutely insane. And now it seems like it's going to be behind him very soon because he's reached a fucking resolution with one of the accusers. Especially the main one, it seems like this Augusty woman who they've clearly had a relationship with prior, and there's definitely some, and you'd imagine he probably didn't want anything to come out in discovery or in evidence or during the court case itself. So this has definitely worked out to his favor. But god damn it, man, some people just get away with it, innit? Some people truly get away with it. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Next we got this news courtesy of RA regarding London's Starlane Pizza Bar landing a 24-hour weekend license, which is fucking a big deal, because I don't even think Fold has a 24-hour license. Honestly, I don't even think Fold, which is just around the corner from Starlane, has a 24-hour license. So I'm really cool. If you don't know about Starlane, Starlane is essentially like a a really cool, small, I think it's like 100 capacity, maybe 150 capacity, little bar. They also obviously serve pizza. It's got a really nice little outdoor terrace space. And Starlane is like the DLR station around the corner from Fold. So it's a really, if anything, it's just up the road from Fold itself. But it mostly is programmed around house, deep house, minimal, that sort of vibe. Whenever I see the programming, I feel like it's a lot more older, the clientele. It's not as maybe queer facing or young as Fold or as aggressive as Fold with the techno shit. But it does seem like a cool place to be. I haven't actually been there before myself, but I've seen video clips of people having their fun in there. I would actually love to do a night there one day. I'm not gonna lie, I'd love to put on a party there. I think that'd be a great place to put on a little kind of, potential trial experiment kind of rave or something, because of how small the space is. You could probably get away with maybe trying to fill it up, and you won't be much of a risk in terms of paying wise. I imagine deposit because of where it's at as well. Maybe, who knows? Maybe they're completely full up with bookings, but I'd imagine it'd be a good place to kind of try if you wanted to be a promoter to kind of run something. And I think because of the music genre, the kind of their sort of theme that they go with in terms of it being house, it's probably somewhere that would be a lot more interesting to kind of try and do something than the usual clubs that play the techno or whatever, and you compete with everybody else doing the same thing. So this is really good news regardless. I would love if we had more clubs like this anyway in London, but hey, we have to kind of use what we have. So let's read the article here, courtesy of RA. London has a new 24-hour club. The team behind Starlane Pizza broke the news on Instagram today, February 25th, confirming that the Canning Town venue has been granted permission to open for 24 hours on Fridays and Saturdays, which is crazy because I think Fold doesn't have a 24-hour license, but I think they have like an extended license that they can use like once a month or whatever. I think so. Don't get me confused. Which is really sad and unfair, because when they launched Fold, they launched it under the banner of like, oh, this is London's first 24-hour club, which it was when it first opened. But I guess now with complaints from the neighbors and maybe Newham Borough Council being a little bit finicky, I don't know, they've kind of pulled it back a bit, and now they get the opportunity to run that 24-hour license, but only for a few events a year. And I'm assuming they probably spread it out or only allocate it to the promoters who they know they can kind of make the most out of it. But it would be nice if you could just have it every weekend, like, because that place would be fucking rammed if that was the case, because people love staying there until the wee hours of the fucking afternoon. But anyway, we digress. They've launched a new early morning party series called Daydreamers to mark the occasion, plus a membership scheme granting exclusive access and free discounted tickets, priority entry, and more. Starlane, which incorporates a bar, restaurant, and club space, will host sets from Natalie Ceres, Della Reef, DJ Perceptions, Hannah McCanna, or Hannah is that how you say it? McCanana, Sam Bangora, and Ollie Rant. Oh, yeah, big up Ollie Rant, that's my guy. In the coming weeks, there'll be also a 30-hour birthday event on April 26th. Okay, I'm gonna have to go to that actually. Oh no, I wanted to go to fucking Solomon in fucking Ibiza, innit? That might be good for my birthday instead. I'm not too sure, but anyway, they've got a cool video about it as well, where they kind of talk about it. Let me actually get that loaded up, because I thought the video where one of the people that's involved in it speaks about it was actually pretty decent. Let me get that loaded here for you. The video, there we go, Starlane Daydreamers. This is a pretty decent little video that they did as well, so big up them for doing that. Let's get that video back on the screen. Let's get this on fucking full screen. Let's go here, boom boom boom, enter full screen. Let's go, Starlane Pizza.
Starlane is like a living room, you know. The idea behind of Starlane is having a place where you feel like home. The whole why we create Starlane is to have a place that you can go with friends and family, not having to be in a big club, and it just feel more intimate. In London right now, it's a huge gap in the market for a small venue with 24 hours license. And then
I would go as far as saying that there's a huge gap in the market for small venues flat all the way. For some reason, London developers, councils love a good 1,000 plus capacity venue. They love it. They love a good fucking Printworks-esque club. They're always going to be fucking granted permission, license to fucking open those things. But for some reason, there's such a dearth and a lack of clubs under 500 people capacity. Why? And those are the best. Those are the places where careers are made. You know, those are the best places where scenes are fucking birthed. Community are fucking cultivated in those sub 750 capacity venues. But we don't have hardly any. They always close. They always shut down. They never get fucking licenses. They always have to operate with reduced hours. Fucking Dawson, for example. Dawson was known as the place for venues under 500 capacity. Now I think the only club that exists on Kingston Road might be Dawson fucking Superstore. I think so. I think that might be the only fucking place that exists on that whole entire strip in terms of a club that you can kind of dance in. Absolutely crazy.
Try to apply for a 24 hours license, but also doing a membership scheme where only members and the people with tickets will be able to come in. There will be a door pick and
I love that. I love that, by the way. Membership scheme, door picking, encouraging people to go more regularly. I think also with the daytime thing, although I don't like daytime parties too much because I feel like it's a depressing way to kind of get around our shitty licensing laws, but we have to make do what we have, so I can't be too fussy about it. I do think it's a good way to kind of reward the people who are really, you know, putting themselves out there by going to your club a lot and attending and having a good time. By rewarding them by giving them free entry, queue jumps, maybe discount and shit. That's all really important because those things add up. It's already expensive anyway to go out in a London night out, but when you got like free entry in certain things, that can really help.
there will be the one selecting the door, making sure that we have all friends and we have the right community on the dance floor and have the right people as Starlane on those 24 hours license. The idea behind is instead of you going to your flat and
no, that's a good point as well, because a part of the reason as well, we have to be honest too, for the lack of venues being open is the bad behavior of some of us, right? Some of us, you know, have had people that we know, we've seen people behave badly in clubs, and unfortunately, they are sometimes the reason why clubs are not open anymore, clubs have reduced hours, and they can really fuck things over. So it's really on, the onus is on the people to behave, obviously, but the clubs have to put themselves in a good position to avoid anybody acting out and to ensure that one bad egg doesn't ruin it for everybody.
an after party. It's actually for you to come to Starlane and be in an environment that is the right type of music. You can eat your pizza, drinks, and listen to the music with a really good sound system and the right acoustic room in order for you to, to have the right experience in the party. The Daydreamers and also Starlane Presents and birthday, there's a huge lineup coming. There's some amazing artists. There's some of them that we cannot mention because they're gonna come as a special guest. There's some other ones that we're doing like Honor Uzo, Tazs, John Demon, Dan Andre, Presley, so many other ones along the years. And in the Daydreamer, we're gonna be doing quite a lot of the after party. We're teaming up with some promoters and we bring the headliner as a special guest here. So some exciting times coming. So it's gonna be, I'm really looking forward to it.
And I love that too, by the way, the exclusive special guest lineup. Even though, I want to see the set list all the time, I think it works well there because you kind of go there for the venue and the ambiance and the fact that it's the, it's the afters after the rave, and you kind of get pleasantly surprised by who might kind of pop up and play there. So I think it's a really good idea. I really fucking like it. I'm definitely gonna go check out Starlane when it does eventually, set up all their 24-hour parties for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen.
It kind of reminds me of Club Divisionaire. I'm not going to lie. It kind of reminds me of Club Divisionaire, the vibe of it. It kind of gives that sort of vibe. So I definitely want to see Wagwan. So what nights do they have going on there? They have a Bad Intentions night happening soon. Not this Friday, actually. They have a Big Bang event happening. There's an OK Hun happening as well event. That's actually a pretty decent one. Starlane Presents with Brain Surfers. There's a Stewart night, disco, tech house, garage, trance, all under one roof as well. So looks like some good nights happening there over at fucking Starlane. Open from 10 to 6 a.m. I think most of the time. And I'm eager to see what they have going on going forward. Big up the blood clot Starlane. Big up the blood clot Starlane. Anyway, my friends, thank you for tuning in. It's been great to have you. Episode number 879 of the Agostinho Zinga Show is over. I appreciate all of you for joining me. It's been a pleasure, never a chore. I'm off to the gymnasium to go push some weight, get under some fucking weights, run a bit, pull on the row machine, and get this body nice and tight for all the Rick Owens and Balenciagas and everything else in between I want to wear during this summer. So please pray for me. Please pray for me. For those of you listening via the podcast app, I'll be playing one of my favorite tunes that I've listened to lately, called Kid by the band called Great Grandpa. Please check it out. That'll be playing underneath my voice right now. Great Grandpa Kid is going to be playing underneath my voice. That's my song of the day. For those of you watching the show live, via YouTube, please make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave comments, all that malarkey. That'd be greatly appreciated. If you're listening via a podcast app, whether it be Spotify or Apple or anywhere else, and you have the ability to leave a 5-star review, please do write a review, leave a review for me. That'd be greatly appreciated too. And all the links regarding myself, socials, and all that can be found in the description down below when you're watching this video, or in the description of whatever podcast application you're using to listen to the audio of this pod. But till then, thank you for joining me. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Take care. Be safe, people. Thank you for joining me. Peace.